Hey y'all, so this video is coming to you Trisha Paytas style, sitting on my kitchen floor. Um, so I don't know what I'm gonna title this. Maybe being alone and no one's coming to save you. So growing up, I used to watch like Trisha Paytas like religiously, just because like I could feel what she felt, but like even more now as an adult and like dating and trying to learn myself, I think it's hard. Like it is definitely hard. Like I'm 23 now and I am happy, but I feel like there are parts of my life that I feel like are incomplete, you know? And I know comparison is like the thief of joy. But when I think about my college experience, it wasn't like full of partying and drinking and making friends and doing all of that. Like, I worked a lot. Like, I worked a lot. And I did internships and I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. Like, it wasn't like a party, and I'm not even a party person, but sometimes I feel like I'm missing out, you know? And so when like I came here to Arizona, I wanted to escape like Memphis so bad. I was like, get off the hood, let's make a come up. That actually, I mean, the come up happened, but spooky. At the expense of what? Like, at the expense of what? Like, the beauty standard out here is very much blonde hair and blue eyes and bookie. That's not me. Okay, I'm not sweet and delicate and all that. Like, I am spicy. I'm from Memphis and it shows like in my personality. So I feel like coming here and people kept calling me like abrasive and angry black woman and rude, and I was like, spicy. I don't like that. Like, I feel like there is more to me, but people really won't get to see that. And like, I feel like I try so hard to make everyone laugh and be like class clown and really try to make everyone else happy. And it is very much true. Like, the people that try to make others happy are really the saddest people inside. Very much true. Just because like I wouldn't want anybody to feel like how I feel sometimes. So I just want to make people happy, but I just feel like sometimes it's for what? Like, at the end of the day, do I have people who like I can call on if I need them, like at any time, Like, other than my family and like my friends who become family, and even now, like growing up and becoming an adult, like friendships change. Like, you're not forced to spend time with people anymore just because of school or anything like that. Like, you're living your own life. People are paving their own way, and sometimes I'm like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm just a kid. Like, I am just a kid. Like, sometimes I cry in my bed and I'll be like, oh, I just want to go back home to my family. I want my aunt to wrap her arms around me. And then other times I'm like, oh, I love adulting. I love being alone. But like, sometimes like, I think my biggest fear moving out was like, when you're alone, you really have to be, like, it's lonely. Like, those thoughts that you try to push away by like working too much or drinking or sex and everything like that, like those thoughts come rushing to you when you're alone in your room and you really just sit there and think. Like, those thoughts come back to haunt you, and it took like me a while to realize, I'm like, okay, I kind of have to face these thoughts. Like, I really can't really run from those, and that really leads to character development. But I feel like with character development, I feel like sometimes I'm like, am I going to lose aspects of myself that I see as me, you know? Like, even on my Christian journey, I feel like if I fully, not even like fully dive in, but I guess that's what I'm trying to say. If you fully dive in, you know, and you're really such, like, sometimes, and some people I see like such the Holy Spirit in them. And I'm like, oh, they're so sweet, they're so bright. I'm like, I'm not very soft, sweet, and delicate. Like, what if it like changes my whole personality, you know? And I still want to be me. Like, even growing up, I still am me. Like, I still like the same bands I liked when I was like 14. I still have a million freaking books from when I was growing up. Like, you know, I still watch the same movies I used to watch. So in some aspects, I feel like I'm the same. In other aspects, I feel like, you know, I've grown so much. And when you start knowing yourself, you don't put up with the same scenarios or the same BS from people. And it's like it's like an eye opening moment. You're like, oh God, now I can't go back. Like, I can't unsee this, you know? Like, you can't really put up with that same stuff anymore. And I feel like when I was a teenager, I was in these relationships like back to back, and I felt I'm so wanted, but I was really putting up with stuff that I would not deal with now. And so it's like hard to date after you realize, like, okay, I'm a little listen, I know my worth, and I will not be putting up with this. But it feels like everybody at my age or in this generation is like, I don't want a relationship, I just want to go with the flow. Like, what does that mean? Literally, what does that mean? Like, I'm still confused. I'm confused. Somebody explain. I want to have a vibe. What is that? Like, what is that? Like, I'm not going to be with someone just for the sake of not being alone or not being lonely, or in this economy trying to live with someone so it's cheaper. Like, no. Like, I literally refuse. And I literally refuse to have kids with someone that I barely know, that I wouldn't even see being a good father or a good husband. Like, no, I refuse. So, and then like the scary thoughts come in, and it's like, oh, will it ever happen for me then? You know, like, people keep saying, oh, you're young enough to find out what you want to do with the rest of your life. Oh, you're young enough to like travel the world, or you're young enough to find your mate, find your special person. But I work in healthcare, babes, and it's hard to kind of see that point of view when everyone is already coupled up. Like, all the nurses, of course, found their spouses when they were in nursing school, and they helped them in the toughest times. And it's like, I didn't have anyone during undergrad. Like, I did, but it wasn't like that connection that lasted through the toughest times, you know? Like, I know pressure makes diamonds, but sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it just crushes things. So, I don't know. I feel like I am all over the place. But I don't know. Like, I'm happy with the things I have. Like, yeah, I have a degree, and I have this nice apartment, and I have my car I've always dreamed of, and I've worked hard to get to the point where I am with the job I have. But I feel like I did all this hard work for what? Like, that's the part that really gets me. I did all this hard work for what? I have a degree, but I'm not in medical school. I work this job, and sometimes I'm like, oh my god, what did I get myself into? I cannot work overnight for 12 hours just for the rest of my life. I get into this apartment, I'm like, oh my god, it's so much space, and sometimes it is lonely, and I'm afraid, you know. So there are just so many, and there are so many aspects of like, wow, I worked hard for this degree, but like I said, I'm not in medical school, I don't have a partner, and I don't officially even have the piece of paper that says, oh, you've completed this degree, congrats, you have a bachelor's. So I don't know. I guess in these times, you know, it's really pushing me to a point where like I don't know. I just I don't know. That is my favorite thing to say as of lately. I don't know. I'm not sure. As my supervisor says, I'm not privy to that information. Like I can't tell the future, but the controlling side of me wishes I could see what's gonna happen in the future, so I can be like, okay, I can calm down now. This is gonna happen in 3 years, 2 months, and 5 days. Like, I can really lay back now. I know that it's gonna happen for me, but all I have to do is just wait, you know. But I no, life isn't like that, and even more now growing up, it's like I have to make the decisions that will catapult me into the future, you know. That's even more scary. Like, all of this is on you. Like, every decision now will impact you in the future, and that's even more scary. Like, can we go back to the point in life where your parents literally yeah, they planned everything to a T. Oh, you're gonna have a tea party with Jasmine. Oh, you're gonna go to school from like 8 to 5, and then you're gonna go home from 6 to 7 to do homework, and then you get to watch cartoons after that, and then you go to sleep and do it again the next day. Like, yeah, you really have to plan your own life. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, I really don't want to do that now. Like, I wish I could just go on autopilot and just like how I see others, just, you know, going through life, not really making any decisions, just chilling, living their best life, traveling the world, and I don't know, living on the side of the beach. But no, I live in the desert, and I work 12-hour shifts almost every day, so that is definitely not my life. So yeah, I don't know. Life is weird. Life is weird. Well, guys, I hope you guys are all having a good Wednesday. I am going to post this soon. Bye, guys.